Okay, so in this video we're going to talk about how to stop overthinking all the time. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss other videos that I'll be posting in the future. Without further ado, let's hop into this video. Okay, so why does overthinking happen? The mind doesn't know the difference between the real threat and the threat you create in your mind. And we're so good at visualizing that the threat that we envision can feel so real that you actually get anxiety, and you probably have this constant state of fear or anxiety, and that's because you overthink things. Because if you could be in the moment and present there and not thinking about the future or the past, you wouldn't have this problem if you were present right now in this moment, because there all there is right now. Then you would have these emotions that you have right now, and there wouldn't be no unnecessary thinking. The question now is, how do you achieve that? How do you know that overthinking is harmful, that it can be harmful? So how do you start living in the moment, and how do you stop being in your head and overthinking? The answer is pretty simple but complicated. Let's explain. What most people do is that they they are attached to their thoughts, but scientifically speaking, thoughts aren't you. Thoughts come up from your subconscious. You're not conscious when the thoughts come, and they come up because they it's a defensive mechanism. So when the thought comes up, like, what do people think about me? Or when you get into this loop of thinking about uh, thinking about money problems or relationship issues that you have with someone, it's all a defensive mechanism and your ego trying to keep you alive. And when you identify with your thoughts, that's where the problem comes. Because when you have a thought and you listen to it and you are identified with it, your ego can, your subconscious mind can give you any thought and you will believe it. So when a thought comes up, I'm depressed, or I'm a failure, or I'm no good, or whatever, you believe it because you're attached to your thoughts. You think you are your thoughts, but you're not. Ta-da! So, a great way to detach from your thoughts is just observing them. And meditation is also a great way, because when you meditate, you kind of step out of this. You see these thoughts going in your brain, or whatever you whatever these thoughts are just flowing in your mind, and you can just look at them. Not You can look at them like you look at anything that is not you. So when normally your thoughts are going, you imagine thoughts going through your head, and they seem like they're just part of your head and that's it. But when you meditate, you kind of step out of it and you detach from these thoughts, and then it frees you, because that's just thoughts. That's just it's not you anymore. So meditation can be a great tool to help you build that awareness, but also practice awareness and consciousness in the daily activities that you have. So when you start thinking negatively and you catch yourself and you notice that, then see what's going on. It's like waking up, let's say. So you get lost in these thoughts and the constant worrying, and notice and build awareness to see when that happens. So awareness cures this problem basically. So the more conscious you are on your day-to-day basis and in daily activities, the more the ego loses its grip on you, and the more you can detach from the thoughts that you have, and the more it loses significance. There isn't a, if you just see negative thoughts and you just see overthinking, but you're not it, then it doesn't affect you. So long term looking, the solution is to build awareness in your life, because you're probably just going through the things. You're like a mindless zombie, like it you usually say, mindless zombie just scrolling down the phone, and, and you're kind of not literally not conscious. So becoming conscious and present of of the moment, because that's the only thing there um, is the only solution really to stop having these thoughts. Because if you're conscious and fully present, then you can't get lost in the fantasies of your mind. Short term looking, you should try um, meditating. It can drastically change your life. That's probably the most important habit that you can build. So, to take out of this video, start meditating. It doesn't have to be for a long time like I do, but meditate as much as you have time, and it will definitely transform your life. And also practice presence in the daily activities that you have, because you're probably not mindful enough during the day, and that's why you get into this derp zombie state where you kind of lose all track of reality, and you're just in fantasy and you're just overthinking and everything. So do that. And when and try to catch yourself when overthinking. That's that's positive stuff you get from meditation. Also, you can see the thought coming up and you can catch yourself when going on this story. Because when you go on this story, you go like, maybe, oh, I wonder what someone thinks about me, and how can I change that. The next thought comes up, the next thought, and the next thought, and then you just don't notice, and you're just wasted half an hour or an hour, and you're going through your phone or just listening to music or way you whatever way you get unconscious. You find this background noise, let's say, like watching TV or scrolling to your phone or what listening to music or whatever. Most people use it to get unconscious because they're not satisfied with being conscious and presence. And then they start overthinking about everything, really. So start being more aware when that happens, and you don't need to change anything in you can still do these activities, but try to be more conscious when you're doing them, because when you try to be conscious during those daily activities that you have, then they kind of lose grip of you, and you don't need to do those things that you do in life, like watching TV or like scrolling through the media or playing games or watching or listening to music, because all these things are just escape from reality and pulling you. They are distractions, and they pull you away from the moment and into the unconscious, and basically then overthinking. You don't need to change these things, just practice presence, and after some time it will automatically change. You don't need to force yourself to do anything. One step at a time, just practice it and trust the process. Okay, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, be sure to post them down below. If you liked the video, like it and subscribe if you're new so you won't miss other videos. That's it for this one, and see you in the next video. Bye.